What is up, guys? It has been a while since I made a video. Since then, I've gotten a lot of drafts under my belt, and I've jumped up a lot higher in the rankings. So the games we play will be against better ranking opponents now. And I've noticed a few things about the format that I originally thought that may be untrue. I thought the format was a little bit slower to where you could get away with a lot of things. And there are certainly, it's not as slow as I thought it would be. And there's not as many quote unquote monsters in the set as you'd think. I believe when I looked it up, there's only 4 creatures that have 7 power or more in the whole set. So for a set that's built around monsters, it doesn't really have that many big creatures. Um, you can definitely benefit by being the deck that wants to go wide and ask all the questions rather than the deck that has all the answers. And it kind of got a very good rock, paper, scissors to the set, it seems. You got the cycling deck, which cares less about the creatures on the board and more about just ticky tacky dealing damage to the point where it can just explode with the Zenith Flare and kill you. Um, you got the humans deck that likes to go wide and be kind of grindy or aggro. And then you got the mutate deck that is just all about just straight value. You just keep loading up creatures on each other, getting a land, making a creature, bouncing a creature, tapping down people. So you got a very much different aspect to every side of this format, which has been really cool. And you can win with all 3 of them. But I found that since I've gotten into the higher ranks, that you want to be in the deck that's asking the questions, because a lot of the people up here are playing the mutate deck. So I've had a lot of success with like the black-white humans deck that is kind of going turn 1 lay a creature, turn 2 lay a creature, turn 3 lay a creature, and the mutate deck kind of wants to get started on turn 3 or 4, and they start loading up on 1 creature. So once you do that and you go wider than that 1 creature, they can definitely 2-for-1 themselves, and you lay a pacifism on it, or you just kind of keep pushing it out of the way while you're laying out creatures and swinging in, and it just can get out of hand for them. So that's kind of something I've noticed in the top tables. So let's go ahead and jump in a match. I'm sorry, talked your head off about this, but just kind of things I've noticed about the format. It's been kind of cool. The cycling deck, like I said, I've had a lot of success with the cycling deck. And I think it can be good without the Zenith Flares. I think you want more of the aggro route when you're building that deck. All right, so Ultimatum is very good, but as all of them are almost impossible to cast, so we need a lot of fixing. This is a good creature, 3/3 that gives trample, can make bigger. That's okay. Back for more, I've seen be very, very good. Instant speed, getting stuff out. This guy's good. The rest of it just meh. So nothing makes me like, I have to get this out of this pack. So I guess I could go preference and see if I could get in on the cycling deck. The more of these guys in the cycling deck, the better your deck is, and you're going to explode and just start killing people that way. I guess for me, it's between the Draenus Stinger and the Back for More. And I think I'm going to take the Stinger just from preference alone, not because it's better, but I think in the deck that it's in, it is better than the Back for More. Sometimes you just can't cast this. Sometimes you don't have a creature in your yard. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. Tapper also I think is very good, but I'm going to take the Stinger. All right. Smasher is a very good high-end creature. It does what it says. It smashes, and then cycling given first strike's good. Necropanther is amazing. If you're in the black-white deck, and especially the go wide deck that I talked about, that's what you want. Prophecy. I mean, I already started off with a red card, so I might as well take a 2-mana deal 3. And the fact that you get to rummage, this card's amazing. I don't know how it's a common. I don't know how it's not an uncommon at least. It plays so much better than that. If you're in the mutate deck, you want as many of these as possible. He goes off, gains you life, makes the race in your favor. I'm going to take the Prophecy. I don't think it's necessarily close in this, given my first pick. If I didn't take a red card, I'd honestly probably consider the Necropanther. Swallow Whole, I found to be pretty good. It is conditional. You need them to have their creature tapped, and you need an untapped creature, but most of the time that isn't that hard to do. 1 mana, exile a creature, pump your creature, great. Necromancer, another one, could be a signal. They've taken a rare and a common out of it so far. Cycling deck, I definitely would want that if I'm getting in that. And I have seen a lot of 1 mana cyclers so far, so maybe the deck's there. I can't see too much jumping me out of that. I mean, if I go red-white aggro, I could take the Necropanther, but I might have a lot of humans in that deck. Yeah, the only other thing I would think is Swallow Whole, but I think I'm going to jump in. I'm going to try. If I can get some more of these, and worst case, I have 1 mana cyclers, so I'm not like destroying my deck to take a chance on this, but I am going to take a chance and see if the deck's there. Okay, Clash of the Titans, I have not played too much, just seems too conditional for me, but when it blows them out, it's going to be good. Ivy Elemental, I feel like really good in this set. With Mutate, you're able to mutate on it and then get all the counters on top of it. And it's good on any part of the curve. So in this format, I like to have things that if you're flooding out is good in the deck, and if you're not flooding out, it's good for the deck. So like Cyclers, I like a lot, and like big mana Cyclers, I like a lot as well. Ivy Elementals fits the same concept. Trample can't be really blocked. I like that. I like the Wild Bonder. Cycling, Ram Through. I think the best card in this pack is probably the Ram Through. Yep. But I think I'm going to take another red card. I think I'm going to stay on theme with what I'm already doing. Keep taking the red cards. Alright, that has Trample. The Tigerilla could also have Trample, so we could kind of get a theme of Trample going if we wanted. None of these are any good. Whisper Squad I found to be a lot better than I thought. If you can get 3 or so in your deck, then he actually ends up being a pretty decent card, especially if you can go wide, push people out of the way, or pump your humans. Wolf Bear is just a great body that can make maybe my Stinger or my Wild Bonder get a little bigger. Not too much cycling here. So I think it's between the bear and the Tigerilla, and I think since I'm already red, I'm going to just keep going with the Tigerilla. Keep on the red train. We'll stay in one color until it proves we shouldn't anymore. Berry Breach, no thank you. Capture Sphere is a decent, like, removal. Not great, not bad. You'll always play at least one in your deck, maybe 2. 1 mana Cycler, I'm in for that. Mutual Destruction could be good. But we don't have any beetles or anything yet for that to make it good. I'm going to take the 1 mana Cycler and continue seeing if cycling's open. None of this makes me want to jump out. Sphere's not bad, but I don't think I want to be blue-red. I don't have enough instants or sorceries yet. So, and then if we do our blue-red ambush, we'll be fine in that deck too. Okay, that's a late dead weight. They tend to go late, but that is definitely a sign. Not too much else in this pack. I haven't seen other signals for this cycling deck, but they might not have been opened. I'll get my other 1 mana cyclers. I'm going to take this as a signal and see if black's open. Alright. No, not very good. Could be good in a go wide deck. This itself opens up the Forbidden Friendship where you make a dinosaur and a human, opens up the 1 mana One's Mind where you can draw 2 cards, so it could be good in blue-red. That being said, I already have a possible green card in Sandworm Cycles, so at worst it's a cycler, so I'm going to take the Sandworm and potentially play it in my deck. Worst case, cycle it. Alright, another decent green card. I'm going to take the 1 mana cycler though. I don't. It's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's a human, so I can't really mutate on it, and I can only spend it on creature spells, so I'm more into the 1 mana cycler. This is a removal spell. We have big fat creatures, which we very well could if we're red-green. But I'm going to keep on the cycling train. I'm really fine just taking all the 1 mana cyclers, if that's what it's going to be. Alright, Yeah, another one mana cycler. If the cycling deck opens up in pack 2 and 3, if we get a couple more stingers, some marmosets, then we're going to be in great shape. If it doesn't, then we can always have 1 mana cyclers in the deck. All right then. Essence Scatter or 1 mana cycler. I think I'm going to take the Essence Scatter. That's definitely a sign. I also could take the Ceratops. We could definitely grow it potentially in a blue-red deck. I think we'll have more chance at Ceratops, and I think Scatter is just a good card. Ram Through. Wow. That was the best card in the pack I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to take the Ram Through, and it's even better when you have Tramplers, and we have 2 versions of that so far. So we'll take the Ram Through. It can push a lot of damage. We'll continue to kind of stay open. We'll take the Giraffe. That can get Reach or Vigilance. We'll take another one of the Giraffe. Actually, I'll take the Blazing Volley. We'll put it in the sideboard. Okay, so we're kind of definitely want to be red. We're flirting with being green too. And we're also flirting with just being the cycling deck. So we'll see what this pack 2 opens up to be. Anticipate we'll be fine in a blue-red deck if that's where we want to be. All right. So this is definitely a Riel the Everwise is definitely a payoff for being cycling. It reads basically you get +1/+0 for each instant sorcery in your graveyard. So it boosts its front half. And then when you discard 1 or more for the first time, you draw that many cards. So every time you cycle, you draw 2 to discard that card. So that's great. And then when you're discarding things like Frostwell Ambush, you're growing her. So I don't see much getting in the way of picking her over the rest of this, over the rest of the pack. So let's look at the rest of the pack, but it's going to be her. Swallowhole's great. Momentum Rumbler is a good beater. This might be Wheel, and if it does, that'll be great in our deck. Otter I like. Of One Mind is what I mentioned earlier with that mana card. With the 2 mana, make a dinosaur. Farfinder is very good too. I'm taking the Riel. And we're going to get in on the cycling deck. Cycling / spells deck. So let's move some stuff around. We'll move the green and the black out of there and try to focus more on this now. So this is good fixing, but only red, so we're not going to take it. Bastion, I think, is a great card in the humans deck, but we're definitely not there. Easy Prey is one that's been overperformer. Cycle or just kill a 2 mana, that's great. Blitz is going to be great in this deck. We're going to cycle a lot of instants, and we're going to have a lot of ways. So it's going to be a 2 mana deal like 4 to 5 a lot of the time. Reader is a good way to draw cards. Cathartic Reunion is great with Riel, but a lot of people aren't interested, so we'll maybe see that in the wheel. It basically, you discard 2 and draw 5, which is just amazing. We'll take the removal though. All right. So I see 2 cards that jump out to me. The rest of this pack looks like mostly black, which we're definitely not. Anticipate's good and Farfinder's good, but the 2 cards that jump out is the Marmoset, which is great in a cycling deck. It's a great win condition, and also the Reflection. I like the Reflection a lot because it kind of dodges a lot of sorcery speed removal, and 5/4 with Trample and Haste just hits hard as soon as it happens. So a lot of times I'll wait till turn 4, play it, cycle a card, and swing. You can do it all in one swoop, and they don't expect it. Marmoset's very good too, so it's hard pick, but I'm going to take the uncommon over the common, which is where I tend to lead when I'm in between 2 picks. I'll take the more rare card because there's more of a chance to see more of the Marmoset. Okay, Easy Prey is a good cycler. We could, if we get black fixing, possibly play it if we wanted. Prophet, no. Sabertooth, we're definitely not white. Another 1 mana cycler with our deck so far. I'm definitely in for that. Let's see if anything competes. No, none of this is even close. We'll take a 1 mana cycler. We will take some fixing along the way because if there's a chance we might want to dip into white as well. Ooh. Okay. This is a great early game, late game card. You can pay 6, draw 4, Boon of the Wishgiver, or you can just cycle it for 1. So at any point in the game, it's good. So I'm definitely on board with taking that. Also, Healer is good. 1 mana cycler. We're okay with that. But all that being said, I have two ways to remove stuff, and I found this to be a 4-mana murder basically, which is great in pretty much any set. So I'm going to take the removal over the good card draw because I want to be able to answer stuff with our deck that's doing a lot of nothing until we get going. Okay. Of One's Mind, I like drawing cards. Evolving Wild is fixing like I talked about earlier. Our curve's pretty low. We want to get some more ways to win. Like so far we got these two and then so we got like maybe 4 ways to get in there and win. So is it possible I want the Tigerilla? I'm going to continue down the path of taking 1-mana cyclers, I think. But that could definitely be wrong. We might want to start getting win conditions. Starting development's another 1-mana cycler. Gust of Wind bounce is good. It bounces and you draw a card, so it's good tempo. Like I said earlier, when I look at my cards, I like to have good early game, good late game, and the Lava Serpent has proven to be that. You can cycle him early when you need him to be another card, and you give him haste later when you need a beater to win. So he fits the bill of doing what I want in the deck, cycling and having a win condition, so double duty. Frostlink's also good, but not as good in this deck. Durable Coil Bug has proven to be a really good common in this set. I've had a lot of success with him, being able to bring him back a bunch of times, a good chump blocker, a good person to mutate on. I've seen him be very good. This pack is very vanilla for us, so we'll take the fixing in case we get a Zenith Flare or some red or some white card we want. Maybe we'll play it anyways to play the Venusaur or the Healer in the worst case. Of One Mind's good card draw, and it could boost up our Blitz of the Thunder Raptor and the Riel and possibly draw to it. I like Thieving Otter a lot too. I think we have some removal, maybe some way to move it out of the way. I'll take the One Mind. I think we'll still be on the spells path. Cathartic Reunion came back. Like I said, with Riel it's good, and I think it's decent anyways. We don't want to top deck it when we don't have cards in hand. So if we get in a situation later in the game where we can hold on to the land, it's not doing us any good, I think that's definitely how we'll want to play with a card like Cathartic Reunion in hand, because you have to discard 2. But we'll throw it in the deck. Pretty easy pick. Anticipate's cool, but we already have one. We can get more. I'm going to take the Dismal Backwater in case there's a black card we might want. Glimmer Bell. Gremlin can be a little win condition if we absolutely need him to be. We'll put him in the deck, but we'll probably cut him by the end of it. We're pretty good on playable so far. Aegis Turtle is a good sideboard card. Let's kind of move some stuff around while we got the time. All right, we'll move him to the 1-mana to survey. Okay, we'll move him over to. Of One's Mind came back. That's great. We'll definitely have a chance of playing that. All right, and another 1-mana cycler. So this deck's looking pretty good. There's cards that I would love to get, like Ominous Seas and stuff that would, with all our card draw, that would play off really well. So those are the cards we're looking for. We're also looking for possibly Zenith Flare and things like that we can just one-shot people with. This guy's been great. What's his real name? Gem Razor. I found being able to mutate and destroy artifacts and enchantments just to be really good. Being able to kill the pacifism that's on something and then get in out of nowhere tends to lead to good stuff. This pack, I gotta look quickly because we're running out of time. This pack's really not that good. We'll take the fixing. That feels awful, but we'll take the fixing. Ooh, Channeled Force. Channeled Force I found to be a lot better than I thought it would be in the beginning. And if we do hit that Ominous Seas, it kind of flips out a 8/8 Kraken on its own almost most of the time. This pack's stacked. I'm going to click that so it makes you re-get it. Felidar is really good, being able to tap people and give other vigilance people to tap them. Great. Primal Empathy reads draw 2 cards most of the time each turn, which is back-breaking. The rest of this, not too good. Gust of Wind I would play. Another Cathartic Reunion I might play, but Channel Forces, all in on that. Let's take the turtle out of here. We definitely don't want that. Flame Spill, great removal, instant speed, deal 4, and then you get to do the excess onto them. Probably going to take that. Rumbler's a good beater. Convolutes, too conditional for me. Blood Curl could be a card we splash black for, but I don't feel like we need to. We're not hurting for playable, so I'll take the Flame Spill. It's close enough to Blood Curdle that I'm in for it. Okay, Whirlwind of Thought. We have a lot of non-creature spells. What, 16 so far? Probably not worth splashing white for. We'll leave it go. Starix is an amazing mutate. That's a good reason to be in the deck. I don't know how that's an uncommon. It should be rare. Keep Safe could be good to keep our Riel safe. We'll take the Fixing guy. It's always good to have. Always good to have someone that can guarantee go get a mana. We could start getting things churning in the deck. Ugh. I don't know how this deck's gonna go. It's a lot of do-nothings here and there. We'll take the Gust of Wind. It's good tempo. Maybe there's a spot where we can get the Riel down pretty big, and then we can start bouncing people out of the way and getting in. Yep, we'll take the Gust of Wind. Okay. Well, Smasher's a good late-end card. It's a good way to win the game, so we'll take it, and we'll definitely probably play it. It's a good cycler early, and then it's a good beater later, so we'll take it, we'll play it. Now we have to see what's better here. Do we want the cycler? That can be a cycler early and a big creature later, or do we want the Ceratops that we can cast spells and grow? I think I like the flexibility of having a cycler more than that, so I'm going to take the Serpent. Another 4-mana murder. I'm all in on that. Any way to keep killing stuff. So, I think this deck has good potential. It's very controlling. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know how many win conditions I have. It's going to make it good. I'll take a Keep Safe over the third one of One Mind. I'll have to look over all the win conditions and kind of see how I feel about stuff to see what we can cut. Now do I want another Cathartic Reunion for like Riel to dig to her and make her that much better, or do I just want to take another Gust of Wind? I think we're high on the 4-drop, where I'm going to take the Cathartic Reunion. Give me an early game to kind of churn through my deck. I can keep a 2-mana hand that's not very good and start chucking and drawing better cards. So I've been impressed with this girl. She's played really well in the humans deck. Yeah, not much here. Take the Cloud Piercer, but I'm not going to play him. I'll take the 2-mana cycle card. And Impulse. We're just kind of throwing the picks in at this point. Pterodon. Yeah, probably not going to play him either. And the Mountain. Alright, so this is our deck. We're blue-red, like, cycling discard. Let's get the lands out of here and actually look at what our curve looks like. We'll move everything where it goes. 1-mana cycler, 2-mana cyclers. I'll leave him there because I want to cast him most of the time. 2-mana cycler, 1-mana cycler, 1-mana cycler. Let's look through the rest of this. It's 1 mana. Okay. Got any more? Okay. No. Now let's look at the deck. See how many creatures we got. We got 12 creatures, and we got 21 non-creatures. Interesting. How many humans we got? Got 4 humans. So the reason I'm checking out the humans card is I want to see how good of One Mind is. I want to see whether or not it's going to be 1 mana ever. I'll probably play it because Divination's good anyways, especially in this kind of deck, but I kind of want to keep an eye on that if at all possible. Note some of the humans cycle, so there's a good chance it won't happen most of the time. That human's not cycling. And that human's not cycling, although it might not be in the deck. Okay, so let's start cutting stuff. I think we'll start at the top and work our way down. I want to keep him. I like having him as an ability to just end a game. Charnel Force is removal, card draw, and works really well with Riel. So Rock Slides are, like I said, 4 mana murder. I'm not cutting them at all. Gust of Wind I could cut. Tigerilla and Wild Bonder. Those are possible. We'll put those to the side. Riel, definitely not. Farfinder, I like the guaranteed land drops. Makes me feel better, even if we're not splashing. I like the idea of it. And our mana is going to be fairly good. We only have 1 double red card, and we can cycle it, or maybe 2, but possibly I'm cutting that. I like the card draw. Flame Spill, Reptilian, yeah, so I'm not getting rid of those. Stinger is another win condition. Anticipate could possibly go. Essence Scatter I'm in for. Keep safe. So how many things are we going to be trying to keep safe? Because we're probably cutting a couple creatures. So there's a good chance we're not going to be able to cast that reliably and counter something. I mean, we could keep safe this as well. Yeah, so I'll probably cut the keep safe. I think that's a good one to cut. Also, I'm not a fan of this gremlin. I don't think it's that good. So we'll cut that. 1 mana cyclers. I like the idea of having 1 mana cyclers in your deck because you're always churning through your deck. You're always digging for better spells. You're always getting to the spells you want. So I don't see myself really cutting any of those, especially in this deck, especially with Riel. So I think all those have to sit and stay. I think if I do cut any of them, they will be the off-color ones that I can't ever cast. When I say I can't ever cast, that's not true. I'm going to play a Windscarred Crag in case I want to cast one of them. I probably won't play a Plains in the deck. Probably won't be worth it. Stinger Stand, Essence Scatter's good. Could probably cut 1 Cathartic Reunion. Yeah, I'm on board with that. Prophecy's good. This will never get cast. Coordinated Charge is good in the go wide deck because, again, it's good late and good early. But we can't ever cast it, so that's got to go. Expensive Cyclers don't need to be in the deck off color. Same thing with Sandworm, so we can get rid of that. Where's that put us in the spell count? 17 still? That feels okay. That feels good. Because we definitely care about the spell count with the Blitz. We can dig to that with all these. I'm not cutting any of their Serpents. I can cast that. So I think all this is pretty safe. I think Anticipate can go. I think we got enough way to dig for cards otherwise with Cycle that I like that better. That being said, if I got these two are on the fence, then I think I'm going to cut both of those. See how our curve is slowly morphing to being a lot more down here? That's where I like to be in the format. I like to have my curve down here and possibilities down as far low as possible. That way I can just continue churning through my deck, digging to what I want to hit, and always searching for the answers I want, or able to lay stuff down like the Stinger and be the one asking the questions. So this is where I want to be in the format. I always want to have a lot of low drops. See, as we're a control deck, and look where the majority of our deck is. It's all 1, 2, and 3. Barely any up here. That being said, I think I can cut a Gust of Wind. I think we cut the Gust of Wind, and I think we run a 16 land deck because we have this many 1 mana cyclers. So we can cut on the land at least 1. And we have a lot of other ways to draw cards. So I think I feel fine with that. Alright, let's go grab land. We'll grab the crag. Like I said, I'm going to play one tap land. Doesn't hurt my deck that bad, but have the possibility of playing one of these when I critically need to, instead of cycling them away, is definitely what I want to do. Alright, so let's look at spells we're definitely going to cast. Stinger we're going to cast. Cathartic Reunion, Thunder we're going to cast. Prophecy we're going to cast. There's a good chance we cast a Serpent. And we got blue and red for there. We're definitely going to... Okay. So we need to be more red, is what I'm seeing. We definitely want to err on the side of red than blue. We want to basically splash blue for these 4 cards, 5 cards. And then having a possibility of playing these when we need them too. So we'll err on the side of blue. So let's go to, red. So let's go to our land, mountain. So let's see, that's 8. And we want to do at least one more, so that's 9. We could do 9, 7 blue, 9 red, 7 blue. And that might be even too much blue. Yeah, I think I'll do one more. We'll do 10 red, 6 blue. Alright, cool. Alright, so that's the deck. We are in a blue-red spells matter, quote-unquote, discard deck. And we're going to try to see whether or not Riel's good. If it's good, it should be good in this deck. And we got a few other ways to win. We didn't get enough stingers, and we didn't get enough marmosets for me to like this deck as much as I would want to. But I think it has potential, and we'll see how it does. We'll see you in the rounds, guys. Thanks for listening.